An easy way to ruin your life is to just complain and moan about everything. This is just a perfect way to make yourself see everything in a bad light and see the worst in everything, not see any opportunities, not see any ways that the situation could be better, not try to make people feel better. That's just basically what complaining is. It's doing nothing to alleviate the situation. Um, it's just you submitting to your own weakness and really your inability to resist the urge to complain. And I know how strong the urge to complain can be because I used to do it all the time. Like I used to be playing video games with my cousin, and we'd just be crying the whole time. Well, not literally crying, but you know what I mean, whining about, oh, that guy killed me. Oh, that guy's such a try hard. Oh wow. Now, not to be insulting to my cousin, but I've got to take responsibility myself for that behavior. It was just complete stupidity. It didn't make the game any more fun. It was just me being a weak human being. Sorry, weak human being, and not being able to properly just deal with life. Like I just couldn't handle life, so I complained about it, and it was just bad. Then it was not not good, and that is an issue because if you can't handle not being able to complain, then nobody's gonna want to go around you. Now I'm just gonna put this cat out, so just give me a minute. Sorry about that now. So yeah, what I was saying was just don't complain because nobody's going to like you and it's just not going to accomplish anything at all. The reason we do complain is because we're just, I don't know, we're not able to accept circumstances as they are, and that's natural because it takes a while to accept any circumstance. It doesn't matter how petty it may seem. If it's annoying, then it's going to take us a while to get used to, but we just have to garner up the strength to just resist the urge to verbalize it in a bad way, just in a way that doesn't solve anything. That's why I think that exercising and boxing your chimp is a really good thing, because then you're just properly emotionally set to actually deal with the world and not complain all the time. Nowadays, I basically never complain, but before I used to just complain all the time. And I told you about my cousin and we'd just be playing all the time and complaining as well. And you get the habit of complaining from people around you a lot. So people are just they're very easy to get influenced by, especially when it's weakness that they're portraying around you. Not so much when it's not as strong. The effect is when it's strength. So when it's like doing something good, because humans naturally gravitate towards the weakest, most pathetic thing to do, and it's just normal because, as I said before, being good requires strength, and people aren't willing to exert that amount of energy just by nature. Like it's natural. I'd be surprised if it was the other way, if we did naturally tend towards strength, because that doesn't make sense. It only makes sense that we gravitate towards the easiest thing, and it takes actual pain and suffering to achieve something of value, and it takes true resistance and true character to not complain. And I knew that when I was before I had conquered my chimp. I knew that complaining was a bad thing, but I was about to explode in my mind, and even then I had the willpower and character to not let it out of me like that, not in a way that would harm the people around me. And of course, it took me a few months to build up that sort of character. A couple of months prior to that, I was just always complaining about something. Oh, it's so bad. Complaining leads to victimization. It just leads to you feeling bad for yourself. And if there's any type of people in the world that you should fear, it's the victims. Honestly, victims are just the most terrifying group of creatures in the world. They pull you down into their own cauldron of suffering, and they won't let you escape. You're just stuck with them then. If you have to live with them, it's even worse. Victims are horrifying. I think the weak people should be feared way more than strong people should. Weak people are just the most utterly repulsive creatures in the world, I think. That's just my 2 cents anyway. Like, what do you think? Do you think that people who complain are just victims, or you think that there are some places where complaining politely is a good thing? Like, let's say a waiter brought you the wrong dish, then you could say, "Hi, sorry, I had to trouble you, but I would like X instead of Y. Whatever they gave you would be Y. I would like this instead." That's just a polite complaint. A polite bit of criticism as well can go a long way. Constructive criticism, but that has to be directed and should never be impulsive, because if it's impulsive, then no value backed behind it. And my arm is tired. I need to use the other one. So yeah. So when you complain, you start driving your brain into this kind of negative feedback loop. Like, when you're complaining, you're seeing more reason to justify your arguments of how awful it all is. And then because you're seeing how awful it all is, you're more likely to complain once again. So the cause just leads to the effect, and the effect leads to the cause, and therefore it's just a complete crap show altogether. It's hard to get out of, but you can if you want it enough. The problem is most people don't want it enough. Most people kind of just occasionally they might seem like, I want to be seen as a kind person, but they don't want it bad enough to actually get strong where they can actually act in that position. And that's a problem. I will be more energetic tomorrow. I promise. I'm operating on about 5 to 6 hours sleep, and I'm not used to that. Sorry. No. Yeah, so don't complain. And it did really sour the video game experience as well when I was doing it. Just wasn't that fun. So yeah, make sure you don't complain. And maybe another day I'll talk about seeing the good and stuff, gratitude. Right.